So daughter. Each one of us is a daughter, brought forth by the union of two people and the goodness of God. No one hatches from an egg in isolation, prompted forth only by the artificial warmth of a glowing bulb, although there are attempts to do this, but it hasn't really taken totally yet. Minimum, even in our strange new world of human embryos and laboratories, two real human beings with faces and hearts and stories of their own have contributed in an unrepeatable way to the new life of another unique person. Within the mystery of the gift of life, we are born into relation with mother and father. No matter the conditions or failures of our own parents, we owe them a debt of gratitude that we can never repay for having cooperated with God in ushering us into the world. And this is in the spirit of healing, too. From the earliest traditions of the life of Mary, we learn that she was the only child of an older couple who had never been able to conceive. Saints Anne and Joachim, from the Proto-Evangelium of St. James. She must also have been so welcomed and adored, and they must have adored, and not only that, but she had no sin. A baby with no original sin or actual sin. She was a real baby, but what a beautiful child she must have been. Oh, and good and clever and loving. Oh, it's beautiful. And also she must have been very good to them. She was good to them. What kind of daughter was Mary to Anne and Joachim? She was good to them. Sometimes it's not easy to be good to our parents. We see all too plainly their failures, their shortcomings, even their sins. And in the years of early adulthood, when we live away from home for the first time, these revelations can become more and more pronounced with each visit home. Yes. We start to compare notes with other people, and we realize they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't. It is not an accident that the fourth commandment is to honor your mother and your father. It's a commandment. If it were so easy and evident, it would not have needed to be in the top 10. But to become women of the new evangelization, we must look to heal, to strengthen, and to sanctify our relationship with our parents as daughters. That is part of the new evangelization, if we're going to be missionaries. It may not be the most central relationship to work on in your life right now, mom and dad. Okay, maybe it's not the core of where you are in life, but as you become mothers, and for those of you who are already mothers, and you can attest to this, the whole perspective on your parents changes as you become a parent. They were just doing the best they could with what they had, right? and mostly in life, we're all just doing the best we can with what we have. So, the day may even come where you will be the one to oversee the care of your parents. Generally, it is the daughter. Will you do so in a way that honors them? Will you help to bring them closer to Christ? Will you defend their human dignity against the threats of being reduced to a so-called burden? Will you pray for them and work in whatever capacity possible, great or small, to help them to be ready for a holy death? Will you extend this tenderness and respect to other elderly people in your life? When my mother was dying in the fall of 2013, I got to tell her, "Mom, God gave me to you, and now I get to give you back to God." This is the great mystery. We have to love them and be patient and be there. They were for us. May Mary help you to be a tender daughter to them now and in the future. So, daughter, sister, virgin, spouse, and mother.